Hey guys, so Native Instruments, the maker of Complete Machine, Contact, Tractor, Absinthe, Massive, they have tons of plugins, virtual instruments. Well, they just released a new hardware tool. It's called Complete Control, and it comes in 3 different flavors: S25, S49, and S61. Well, we're going to be talking about what that is, what it does, if it's a good idea to buy it, if you need it, and what alternatives there might be out there for you for perhaps less. All right, so let's look what the Complete Control S series promises. So basically, it is a keyboard designed to specifically work with Complete. So first of all, if you look at Native Instruments, at the whole arsenal of products that they have, the Definite Piano Collection, the Grandeur, the Maverick, Contour, Polyplex, this is a new one. Rounds, this is a new one. And then, there's so many, and they're usually very good. Now, one of the things that comes to mind is like, how do you control them? How do you put this all together in one project? One way of doing it currently is through Machine Studio. Another way is to have like a keyboard controller, or maybe both, to have a keyboard controller and machine, and then assign buttons and knobs. And that usually works very well. I'm going to look at some keyboards out there in a minute that really work well. But what Native Instruments has done here, and it's shipping on October 1st, by the way. Let's look at the features that make this keyboard, hopefully, or this controller, we should say, stand out from the other ones. So first of all, unified browsing. So there is a Native Instruments universe out there with so many products, which I just showed you. And you can use musical tags and keywords, and you can press the browse button, much like Native Instruments Machine 2.0, and probably if you're kind of familiar with the tag browsing, choose a sound and go. That's true. You just turn a knob and you can really dive into all those sounds. It makes it very intuitive, and it probably, with mapping them automatically, it saves you a lot of work doing that by yourself. So for example here, if we have an automatic parameter mapping, there's this native map technology that seems to be new. I probably would compare it to Novation's AutoMap, which works also very well, which have a lot of freedom to do anything you want inside your DAW. But here is, the assumption is, hey, you have a lot of Native Instruments product, or you're planning on buying a lot of Native Instruments products. Why don't you look at Complete? You'll have tons and tons of sounds, and then you'll have this one keyboard that you can control and access it all without thinking too much. I think that's a great idea that holds value. Expert guidance. So that's one of the things that I find really, really cool. Check this out here. Check this out really quick with me, right? So here, you see how the colors change. If we would look at Studio Drummer here, each color would represent a different drum sound. If you would be playing a 1-3-5-7 chord, the keyboard is set to an A blues scale. There's a light guide for rounds, which is the new synthesizer, showing the remote octave in Arpeggiator mode. The giant here playing an A harmonic major chord. I think these are the keys that would be lit, right? The C, the E, the keyboard set to a C chromatic scale. So each of the keys is lit here. So that is something that's definitely pretty cool. Well, first of all, that reminds me of Ableton push scale feature, which I really like. Not every one of us is a keyboard virtuoso. We might be good at some instruments, but not all of them. And sometimes, it just takes a little bit of thinking to get to the black keys, the B flat and the E flats and so forth. I'm not a keyboard player either. I can get by playing it, but having some sort of a visual guidance would probably expand my musical vocabulary. Ableton Push does that. Tons of scales, and you can go chromatic, or you can go within a scale. And it seems that the Control S series does just that. That's a great learning tool also. If you're looking to play Lydian in F sharp and the notes light up, hey, this is good practice. Why not? An arpeggiator. On many of the MIDI controllers, what I'm missing is usually arpeggiators. They do a couple of notes up and down, but they should be hardware triggered. And in this case, that's the case. They are directly triggered from the hardware. So you don't have to do, any software, like down and up and all the software programming. You have a knob and you can control the direction, the rhythm, the sequence, and the swing of an arpeggiator. So to me, that is very creative. It has also multi-purpose touch strips. Again, the light guide, and then chords. Activate chord mode and create a rich harmonic performance by playing single keys. Well, now this is really cool because you can now play very fast different chords, for composition, and they can be complex chords by just pressing that one button. Well, that sounds like a shortcut, sounds like cheating, but if you have 11th chords and major 9 chords and different scales, and they sound great, but they're kind of complicated to play because you have to move the fingers a lot. Yes, it is a keyboard. That's going to help you out a lot for the purpose of producing, of getting results done quickly, of kind of like supporting your imagination. So I'm a friend of that. Let's look at the backside here. So we have pedals and we have MIDI in and out and USB, but once again, we do not have audio in or out. The 25 key, let me show you the pricing here. The 25 key version is $499. The S49 is $599, and the S61 $699. I would have liked a little audio interface in there just because, well, looking at the price, it wouldn't hurt. Then again, I think the concept is so great, it's not going to deter me from looking at it. And together with that is Komplete 10. That's 39 products and 130 gigs of sound. If you buy Komplete 10 Ultimate, that's 75 products with 440 gigabytes of sound. Now, the Control S series are compatible with Komplete 9 and Komplete 10, so it's not compatible with Komplete 8. So you're going to have to upgrade. That's a bummer. We're going to be talking about Komplete 10 a little bit later, but needless to say, it's going to be, it always gets better. So here's what's going to be new in Komplete 10, and it's going to be cool because you're going to be playing with that on the controller as well. That's that new instrument called Rounds. It's digital analog synthesizer engine with complex sequence sound shifting capabilities. I'll have to see it, but it looks really killer. And then there's Polyplex and there's Contour. And there's Drum Lab and Session Horns. You get a lot of stuff. Sometimes I'm thinking like, wow, you need a lot of time to use it all. Anyways, that update is going to be $199 if you own a previous version. If you buy it outright, it's $499. What does that mean? If you get started with the 25 key baby version, same version, but less keys, 25 keys, set you back at $499 or euro. And if you buy the Komplete 10, it's going to be another $499. So you're looking at $1,000 or €1,000 to take care with that. In the US and most places, there will be tax. If you buy it retail in Europe, that is usually included in the price. All right, so that was my quick little tour into Komplete 10. It's kind of important because that's the ecosystem. So let's really quickly go into the specifications. For Mac OS, you're going to need 10.8, 10.9. That means you're going to need Mountain Lion or you're going to need Mavericks and up. Yosemite and so forth. You're not going to be able to run this on Lion. You're not going to be able to run this on Snow Leopard, Leopard, and so forth. Windows, you're going to need 7, 8, and up. You're going to need USB 2.0. That's how it's going to connect to your computer. Minimum of 4 gigs of RAM. Semi-weighted Fatar keybed with aftertouch. So that's pretty good stuff. They're known for making great keybeds. So good choice here. We'll have to play it, but let's assume advanced functionality. I'm jumping left and right here, but advanced functionality in the following hosts: Cubase, Nuendo, Logic, and Ableton Live from 9.1.4 onward. Pretty cool. We'll see how that's going to play out. So you have to know that it's going to play well in your DAW. It's not mentioning anything about Pro Tools at this point. It doubles as a MIDI controller with 16 key splits, light guide support. So that was my quick run through of this new keyboard. I think it is a great idea. If you're already planning on buying Komplete, I would definitely have a look at it if you want to step into the Native Instruments ecosystem. If you're in there heavily, I would probably suggest doing that. Your time is worth a lot. If you have to fiddle and arrange each parameter on different keyboard controls, that can get lengthy. You can probably get the same result, but this is all done already pre-done for you. So there are other alternatives out there for quite a bit less. One of them, which is I haven't played yet with, but it comes up, and it comes up more and more, is the Arturia Keylab series. And their 25 key controller is $249 and comes with tons of software. Their synthesizers are pretty cool. They're Analog Lab software, it's called. And then it goes all the way up to a Keylab 88. So there's a 49 for $349. A Keylab 61 only costs $399. And there's a Keylab 88 for $799. So you get a lot of bang for your buck. It's also software driven. It even has keypads. It even has drum pads. So if you're looking to do synthesizers and keyboards and things like that and not go as far as Native Instruments with their series, that might be a good alternative. Now, something that works also very well and has proven itself, and I mentioned this earlier, is the Novation SL MKII series with their AutoMap software, which is very smart. It's very intelligent, and you can map everything that happens in your DAW with your software instruments, and it looks pretty cool. And the price is also starts at $399, so a little bit cheaper. Then there's the M-Audio Axiom Air series, and that's something interesting to look at. It starts at $299 at the 25 key level and goes up to $499 at the 61 key level. And they have something called Ignite, setting it on fire, basically. Smart MIDI technology that assists you in the creation of chords, phrases, and complex arrangements. This is partially what Komplete Control S series is doing. I think there is a void. I think we've all been hammering on those MIDI keyboards for a while, but there's something that we need in the creation process to help us, not just play the same scale all the time, but do something that we are maybe not able to do physically. I'll always come back to that aspect, and I like that aspect, if not for educational purposes, to get better, to train. The Korg Triton Taktile series, or Tritone, I don't know how to pronounce it, and that is a DAW controller. Oh, there's two actually. So there's the Tactile TR, and there's the Tactile. And the TR has built-in sounds from the Tritone series. Also has a killer arpeggiator on board, just like the Komplete Control series. And it's $349 and $499, and it has built-in sounds. That is pretty cool. It means it has audio built in. And that's something that Korg is doing, and they're new, and that's interesting. Then you have the same thing without the sounds, and it's just a USB controller that starts at $249. That's half the price. And there's also the Alesis VI61 that also tries to take control of your virtual instruments, as it says. Also multicolored pads and things like that, taking some ideas from Machine, obviously. One that is also very powerful is Nektar, the Panorama Series, and that's designed to work with Reason, but lately also with Bitwig Studio, sort of like the Ableton Offspring, Cubase, and Logic. It's not mentioning Ableton, by the way. Very interesting. Just wondering what's going on there. So, but Nektar is top grade. It's really gorgeous. 49 keys sets you back at $499. And then 61 keys, only $599, or only, I should say, very sturdily constructed. And it does a lot of things. If you're working with any of the aforementioned DAWs, this is something you might look at. So it all comes down which ecosystem you're trying on playing. I can't wait to get my hands on mine, hopefully pretty soon. I'd like to play with it. I'd like to see how it integrates and how it inspires my workflow. Obviously, Native Instruments, has done a terrific job in shooting videos on this and photos. It looks gorgeous. I mean, we have to feel it and see, how solid it is built and how it really works. But great idea. It was necessary. It's been a long time. We've been waiting for something like that. So me personally, I don't think it's just another MIDI keyboard. I think Native Instruments is such a strong player with that. Having a dedicated remote control for the whole thing just makes total sense. All right, guys. Just a quick shout out, if you don't mind, this is my Twitter page. If you're on Twitter and if you want to follow me, I just started my channel at Massive Beats with 2 Z's at the end. Here I'm posting some songs that I'm producing, but I'm also DJing a little bit, material that I really like and I think you should be listening to, possibly. And also my SoundCloud stuff where you can listen to my music, my more recent stuff. It's /Massive Beats -official, because that is the official Massive Beats SoundCloud, the real one. And I got a small but cool playlist that I would like you to hear. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. Please let me know what you're thinking. If you think that Komplete S25, S49, S61 is going to be for you, how you have been remote controlling your Komplete products up to this point. Which MIDI controller are you using? Is it a pain to set it up? And is what we're getting here really a relief? Does anything that I said here speak to you? That's just my personal opinion. That's all there is. I'd like to hear yours. I'd like it to be more of a conversation. Of course, I want to share some information the way I see it. Please like it. Please subscribe if it's of any use to you and other stuff that I'm doing musically here. Other than that, thanks for watching. Massive Beats out and peace.